Genji 2 is an action game which is based on Japanese history. Being based on history, the stages of the game will also be based on famous battles which actually took place in ancient Japan. So here's this giant enemy crab.
Some scientists had used like some breakthrough AI analysis to like literally fully map like a 1 by 1 inch square of the human brain. And it took up so much like data space that they correlated that if they wanted to do an entire brain, like we as like a species do not have enough storage space to actually like hold that amount of data. Because we have too many streams of gorilla pictures going on Twitch right now.
Some important stuff.
Like, that is wild.
Speaking of important stuff, welcome to the 10th episode of the Giant Enemy Crab podcast.
I was going to ask if you had done the intro.
No, I hadn't, but we're doing it now. Soon. Thank you very much for asking that.
I was waiting for a moment,
welcome.
Man.
Well, that's good. I appreciate that. Thank you for joining me, fellas. We have the lovely Kyler.
Hello.
And the lovely Soon.
Hey.
And of course, my dumbass. Unfortunately, we're missing Strider today. He's not feeling very well. He stayed up too late, eating too many chicken nuggets and playing too many video games.
Yeah, that'll
too
do
many
it.
McNuggies.
That'll do it.
We got today some gaming news for you, as usual. I think mainly we're going to be taking a look at the new League of Legends fighting game, 2XKO. Awful name.
Yeah.
I hate saying it. I like the old name way better, even though it was nothing.
What was the old one again?
Project L. Nope, that's not much better. That's actually pretty memeable.
Yeah.
Big L's for Project L. I can see the headlines already.
You know, it's funny because I think someone came to the Discord while you're playing, and they called it Project Loki, which I think they meant 2XKO and Project L, but Project Loki is an entirely different game. So, yeah, I don't know.
Both of them are pretty good.
They are,
I mean,
but
you can say let's play Project L, and you get either one. That's fine.
I think 2XKO should change its name. I don't think it's very good. Maybe it'll.
I was thinking like okay, check this out. Beyond the Rift. What do you think of that?
Yeah,
right?
Pretty good.
BTR, because Summoner's Rift, and we're not there anymore. We're in another place, still fighting.
We're in another place, still fighting.
This is what we do. We would take a break from fighting to go fight some more.
Yeah, I like it.
Actually, I think.
Send me an
yes,
email.
it is beyond the Rift, but you're fighting in places throughout. Like, what is their universe called? Runeterra,
Yeah,
I think it's called. Like, I think one of the things with like League's lore is like these characters are still fighting all the time, even not in the Rift. Like,
true. I don't.
Not even more. Well, yeah, in the show. You know what? Whatever. Y'all got any news? What do you got? What do you got for me today?
Well, I want to avoid all of like the sad and bad news with all the studio closings and stuff. So
yeah,
for me,
there's enough of that last week.
Yeah. Turkey just banned Roblox for child exploitation. I thought we'd go something a little more upbeat.
Turkey was the first place to do it, man.
Yeah,
it's like a positive and a negative because there's child exploitation, but hey, we're getting rid of it.
And there's multiple concerns. So one is like, oh god, yeah, it's sexual exploitation, which I don't.
Rampant reports. Apparently,
I'm sorry. What?
That's what they're claiming. I don't really know how. I guess it's just like another avenue for people to connect with children on another platform. Because I guess a lot of kids play Roblox. I mean, I don't know.
I'd assume that's usually the target audience.
Yeah, so there's that. I didn't realize it was that rampant of a problem. Like, apparently it is like a gathering spot for pedophiles. That's a quote, by the way. So that was their main reason. The second one, which this seems like, oh yeah, for sure, is that the company is technically kind of, making children become game devs and exploiting all the transactions that they make with other kids on their games. That is a thing that is,
the incentive to purchase Robux.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely an issue. And it's something I'm honestly surprised that, like, I honestly didn't think about it before, but I'm surprised it hasn't come up until now that is a thing that is technically happening on that platform. Yeah, that seems like a very valid thing to
Yeah, we
kinda
always hear
ban.
about, my son took my credit card and spent many dollars on Fortnite. But you never hear much about Roblox, like with that stuff.
Yeah, and I remember like there are clips of there's like Twitch streamers like accidentally buying like thousands of dollars worth of Robux and spending it.
Oh, they put those
Um,
buttons in some sneaky places, man.
Pretty much like there's no like verification. You just press the button and it does it. And it's pretty scary. I could definitely see why Turkey would not want this to be a thing. But at the same time, like I'm wondering because they also just banned Instagram too, like last week.
Oh, that I
And
did.
from
Okay,
the
that I
talks of
didn't
it,
know.
and from the talks of it, they're also going to try to ban TikTok. So it sounds like they're just going through and banning like a bunch of social media platforms is kind of what they're trying to do.
That makes sense. And, I can't speak too much to the culture of Turkey, but if I was to lump it in with the rest of the Middle East, I would not see those platforms as something that would be terribly acceptable there.
Yeah. So there's been some pretty wild statements that have been made as they're doing this. They've been calling like these kind of platforms as digital fascism and like all this other crazy shit. And it's kind of entertaining seeing them talk about Roblox and digital fascism in the same sentence. But yeah, as of now, like Roblox is straight up banned in Turkey. So I'm wondering if it's going to spread and kind of keep going. Usually the EU is like really on top of kind of these kind of laws. And I think Turkey especially, they're the ones that usually ban like loot boxes and stuff and all that stuff. It gets banned there first most of the time. So it's definitely, they have a track record for this kind of thing.
I wish I knew more about the culture, but what I do know I have firsthand experience with Roblox at this point because I have a daughter.
Well, yeah.
And she plays Roblox and Gacha Life, I think, constantly.
Oh, God.
And I've had many, many talks with her, right? So I try to be a responsible parent. I've played Roblox with her to figure out what it's all about. I hate it. It's not for me. It never would have been for me, no matter how old I was. I do not like that whole system. I've had very many conversations with her about, hey, don't talk to weird people. Don't give out your personal information. Don't do anything. Like I've given her the lowdown many times. She understands. And she's tried to get into like the developing thing, but she only has a tablet. You need like a whole PC to do it. And I've looked at it and like, it's got to be kids making these, as they're called, obbies. They're lobbies, but they call them obbies.
Hobbies.
But the quality that some of these are, like they're fully fleshed out games. I played one with her that was a game show with cutscenes and characters and voice acting and writing and stuff to do and trivia. Like it was a fully fleshed out game, and it was just for kids. And you could buy little Robux. The crazy thing is like you buy the Robux, right?
Yeah.
And then you buy items that I think only work for that one instance that you're using them in. Mm-hmm. So if you go play a different game, you have to spend more Robux on that stuff for that game.
I was going to say, it's like per game within the
obby.
Roblox engine thing. That whole thing is massive,
some of the games,
too much.
It really is. Some of them you have to pay to get into, like right off the bat. And like, it's really hard because the way kids talk now. So I've looked at her chats and stuff, right? Because I'm an adult, I'm her parent. That's my job.
Yeah.
She is 9, 10, by the way. She's 10. So don't think I'm spying on like a teenage. Anyway, the point is the way kids talk to each other, I have a hard time distinguishing, like, is this just a weird kid or is this a predator?
Yeah, is there a bunch of slang usage?
God.
Oh, dude, they're meowing at each other and they're doing the like tucks tail between legs and smiles cutely and there's always like regardless of whatever lobby she's in, there's always like 2 or 3 people who are just on the edge of being like overly sexual with each other. And I hate it. And she's like a good kid. Like she doesn't do any of that shit. I can hear her in her room yelling about, jumping and like she's actually playing the games. But like, man, there's people in there that just like the game harbors that. And I'm thinking of Gacha Life more now because in that one, all you do is talk. Like there's no game to be had. You just make your little characters and they role play. That's all they do.
Like a social simulator.
Yeah, and games like that have always been, like Club Penguin and stuff. Just they're magnets for the worst kind of people, So
yeah, especially because, and this was a critique that the Turkey government had on Roblox was the fact that there is no real like oversight over the games that are being made and like the chats and everything that's like being done in those games and on the platform itself. Like it's just kind of, it's kind of a free for all. Because
I can see it because I caught her the other day, not caught her, but she's like, look, I was talking to my friends and I pulled it up and she's on Discord. And I'm like, excuse me, wait, what?
Whoa.
You're on, what is this? She's like, no, it's in Roblox. I guess Roblox uses Discord for like lobby chats.
Kinda like
I'm going to have to do some more.
like well, maybe not like a VoIP, but like their voice
like they have
system?
their own little Discord servers for different types of Roblox games. And I don't know how heavily those are monitored, and that part scared me. So I went through them all and I was like, check, and it's all a bunch of dumb kids saying dumb stuff, but it's something I'm gonna have to keep an eye on because I've been on the internet since its invention and shit's bad. There's some bad people here.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a cause for concern. And again, it's something I'm very surprised it actually hasn't been kind of talked about more. I didn't really know about it just because I don't follow Roblox.
Neither do I.
That's not really my scene. I think I played it one time because Strider wanted me to play some like Battlefield game someone had made on it. BattleBit, yeah, and that was actually a lot of fun because it's built exactly like Battlefield 3, but everyone just uses snipers because like your head's enormous and everyone's just like quick scoping. It's actually a lot of fun.
It's funny. It's funny because like that's my only exposure, like actually playing it is BattleBit, but the separate when they made it like its own thing. So I have
Steam or whatever.
I have it's its own standalone thing now. I have never once touched the actual Roblox system. The only thing BattleBit really took was like the aesthetic, and that was it.
Yeah, pretty much. That was all it was. And
that was the only thing I held over.
It wasn't Battlefield at all. It was just some free like nonsense. I only played it the one day too. Like once we were done, I was done. Like I just uninstalled it.
BattleBit Remastered is
he got me
surprisingly
to play
fun.
it too. Same thing.
Yeah.
I figured why not just play COD if you're gonna like it's a kind of game I would have loved when I was younger and didn't have access to much. Like after school I would have played that every day kind of thing.
Yeah.
But now, nah, I'm good. There's other things out there that don't look like Roblox.
But speaking of Call of Duty, there was a huge leak also that happened a couple of days ago with Black Ops 6. Big leak. The entire campaign, all the cutscenes got leaked. They're just out. You could watch all of them, that's pretty huge. That's kind of crazy. I don't think there's ever been a leak in Call of Duty that's been that intense. I can't think of one at least.
I can't imagine that. I can't even understand why they're still making a campaign. Like,
just some people do it.
I know, but everybody just plays Warzone. That's it.
Yeah. I wonder if it's one of those legacy things. Because I remember I used to always play the campaign Call of Duties, and Black Ops 1 was by far my favorite. Like, for sure. I love the story for Black Ops 1. But I can definitely see how it's not like a thing anymore that people do.
That one, I know everybody played.
Yeah.
Because that was when, was it Lizard Squad or something? What was it? When they shut down the PSN networks and everybody had just gotten Black Ops And so everybody couldn't play
Oh.
multiplayer and had to
Yeah.
play the single player campaign.
Yep.
What what
remember that.
was it called? Lizard Squad?
I don't
know.
remember because honestly, it went down a few times. I remember the old like PlayStation 3 network and everything.
Just
Yeah,
that was the like the Roblox hacker thing.
No, this was when PSN went down for like a straight month.
Yeah.
And it kind of screwed everybody. But I remember everybody had played the first Black Ops campaign because you couldn't play multiplayer.
It was so good though. It
I was gonna say I
honestly,
did not mind the Black
amazing.
Ops campaigns. I thought they were fine.
Yeah, I thought it was great. But yeah, it just sucks too because I've said this before that like when you're a dev and you have like you work on this for so long and then you have it all just spoiled and it's just all out there and it's like, oh, all right. It's very unfortunate.
Yeah. It makes me like, who leaks that? Who did that? Why? Of all the things to leak, why a Call of Duty campaign?
Yeah, I guess just because they can. It's one of those things where people just do things because they can show that they've done it,
Why? I am a god at leaking Call of Duty campaigns before release. And that's Black Ops 4, 5, 6? What is it? What are we on now?
This is Black
I think
Ops
it's
6.
Yeah, I was gonna say this one's 6.
Oh my god, we're on 6?
Yeah.
What was
so-
Black Ops 5?
I don't remember.
What was 4?
I don't
stopped paying
remember.
attention to this so long ago. But with this, now we also have all the game's achievements have been leaked, and the entire beta build is also available for like you could just get it, or at least through some avenue. So the entire beta for the game has also been leaked. So yeah, the only thing that hasn't been touched so far is the zombies mode. Like we just don't know anything about the zombies mode so far.
That's the only thing I think people really care about.
Yeah,
People love the zombies players, like they're in it for life.
that is
That's
a
their
universal. Everyone loves Call of Duty Zombies.
No, it's a fun mode, man. Like you just turn off your brain, kill zombies. Like
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like it for a little bit, and then I'm ready to move on with my life.
Yeah. Do you have anything soon?
not really gaming news wise. I mean, there was that Borderlands movie thing where
But I like how you bring it up like it's not like the biggest news of the week.
I guess
with
it
the
is. I
Borderlands
guess it is
movie.
pretty big. Like that movie is a fucking train wreck. But
Is it? Why?
it's just, dude, I don't fucking know exactly. Like okay, not that I know exactly. But like, there's a lot of things, man. Like you made a Borderlands movie PG-13 for one.
Yeah.
You have weird
That's never fun.
castings. I think
Yeah,
it's
I know the issues I had. Like just seeing the first. So I heard about it a couple month or so ago. We were looking at movie trailers or something, and that popped up, and I went, "No way, they're actually doing this." And then, yeah, like you said, first off, the casting was very strange.
It is very strange.
Kevin Hart as Roland. I don't know.
Yeah, not serious
Um,
guy playing very serious guy is very strange.
That old lady playing the siren. I know she's a great actress.
What
I
is
think, but
what is her name again?
I don't know. Katherine Hepburn.
No,
I don't know, man. The point is, the siren was like not an old lady, and it's obviously an old lady. And then the most iconic voice of Claptrap is replaced by, was it Jack fucking Black?
Jack Black, who
Yeah.
I like, but is not the same
I
as
look.
Claptrap.
I like Jack Black just fine as well. I've listened to the first Tenacious D album 1.5 million times, but the idea, it's like replacing Mario. Like, why?
Just leave it
These are
alone.
iconic. Just have the accredited voice actor who's been doing it for 6-7 games do the movie as well. No, but I don't give a fuck about Jack Black. Like, give it to the Claptrap guy. That's like his claim to fame, I'm assuming.
Everyone
Jack
knows
Black
him.
doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen the trailer as well. It's very oof. What was it that they changed from PG-13 or to PG-13 cuz wasn't it supposed to be like rated R?
Yeah, I mean they
It
had
should be.
like actual like gore and carnage and stuff, like blowing people's heads and feet off and stuff.
So like the
like-
game.
Yeah, and like they had like Eli Roth like
Oh,
directing
was
it.
that gory?
Yeah, like apparently,
Oh,
like,
really?
what the article I was reading, apparently, like, 'cause, Eli Roth is like a famous horror director, but like
Yeah.
So apparently, like, he come over and give like suggestions on what to do for scenes and all that, and it was like he kept trying to like make it gorier, and then of course it's the fucking higher ups, man. It's always the higher ups. They wanted a PG-13 it, so like they had to keep dumbing it down because originally apparently before it, the higher ups wanted to become PG-13. It was gory. It was like what you'd expect from a Borderlands movie, and then the higher ups were like, actually, we want a PG-13 audience, and yeah, that.
That's so
Fucked it all
weird
up.
because isn't it based on Borderlands 1?
It's on Borderlands in general, man. Like, not just one, because
Oh.
certain characters from 2 are in there as
I
well.
think Tiny Tina's in there.
Tiny Tina, she's from 2. Krieg the Psycho, he's from 2.
Yeah, well, yeah, so everyone that played like 1 and 2, I mean,
We're grown.
those
Yeah.
games came out like 15 years ago. Like, why would you make
The-
it PG-13?
It's weird, right?
This is it's just been a huge problem for decades with the movie industry, where it's especially with horror movies, where you can't sell R-rated tickets. You just have less sales generally if your movie is R, right? Like just across the board.
Yeah.
Because there's physically less people that can go see it. Unfortunately, we've seen time and time again where they take a movie that should be R, make it PG-13, and it tanks. And nobody wants to see a PG-13 horror movie. I mean, I guess some people, you know what? I take that back. Some people, not horror fans, want to see a PG-13 horror movie. And the big thing was like the biggest notable event was Deadpool being rated R, right?
Yeah, dude.
And that was the first rated R superhero movie, and it made fucking bank because it was good.
And it's also,
regardless
of
of whether
it's
you find it
Deadpool.
funny or not, it was good.
Like, Deadpool has to be R, man. Like,
Well, even
Oh.
the Joker followed up with that too, and it became the like most successful R-rated movie
I never
I think of
saw
all
that.
time. No,
Well, you're
I'm
missing
so-
out. It's
I
good.
never got a
Yeah.
chance to see it.
That's crazy. Like, go watch it. Like, honestly, after this, we should put it on so just so you could see it.
Oh my god,
Um,
dude. I have other movie suggestions, but we'll get to that at some other point.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate, especially because I don't know anything about Borderlands, and I've played like the first 2 games. I still have no idea
I have
what's going
played
on.
Everything except for the more recent Tales stuff.
Yeah.
Also, I want to point out, like, so that's like I have found there is like a kind of like like a summarization or an average of what a lot of the reviews criticize the movie for. And keeping in mind, this is fucking Borderlands, dude. So yeah, reviews in general criticize like the movie's lack of humor, boring action,
Yeah.
ugly sets, and bad casting choices. How do you have all
Lack
that
of humor.
with Borderlands, dude? Boring
Wow.
action is
I-
also. How do you fuck that up with Borderlands? That's all the series is. It's humor and action.
I know you have a game that had my favorite joke in a game of all time, right? And like, I'll just have to say it because I loved it. It was when it's in, I think it's 2. I don't know. Spoilers for Borderlands 2, but there's a point where Roland dies, right? Is that 2 or 1? That's
it's
gotta be
2.
2.
It's 2.
Anyway, yeah, there's a point, and you've been listening to Jack give you shit the whole time, and then after Roland dies, everything's all serious and sad, and you hear him come on the radio and go, "Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Roland. Let's go kill the monster and go get
Oh,
some
dude.
milkshakes."
So-
and I was fucking, it's just so cold blooded. I was dying. I was like, that is some heartless shit.
That is one of the reasons why, like, Handsome Jack will always be one of my favorite villain characters of all time in a video game. That character was
Yeah, he was
so
great.
well written and like perfectly done. It's really hard to top a villain like that.
Well, that's what's
Like-
really sad about what they're doing with the movie, because Handsome Jack is like considered to be one of the best written villains in video games, like by a lot of people. Like a lot of people love Handsome Jack. So, and-
good.
is he even in the movie? I don't think he is, right? I didn't see him
I
at
don't
all in the
think.
trailer. So he's just not in there. Which sounds, I don't know. We'll see how the movie goes. I kind of want to watch it just because I want to see it kind of fall apart.
My issue, I do want to watch it, but I
Oh.
apologize if I get mad while we watch it.
Now you know I was with the Halo TV show.
Dude, no, I remember
that made
hearing
me
you
so
that
angry.
wouldn't be here. Like, it's the
Why
wrong.
is his helmet off? What the fuck is
That was
happening?
me.
Yeah, that was you. I didn't mind the helmet being off. They have to.
No, fuck that. That pissed me off.
And that's like just one of those things that they have to do.
Well, it's one of the most iconic things about Master Chief. You never see his damn face.
I was laughing because you were totally dorking out on that. You were like, in the Halo book 15 that I read here, that ship doesn't show up until 3 novels later. And here it is now, and it's not even the right size. The armada is wrong. The weapons are wrong. What are they?
know.
I was like,
It
holy
wouldn't.
shit.
I was bringing up the timeline. I was like, they're using the wrong fuel for the starships.
Dude, I remember, yeah, you were also like, that wouldn't be the series of Spartan armor, it would be this one. And I was like,
Yeah. Oh, I was losing it. I was losing it. I'm such a nerd. Oh,
Well, to me, all I know is like Xbox voice chat. That's what Halo reminds me of. Nothing else. I don't know anything about it except people
You know
calling
what?
each other the N-word all the
kind of the
time.
same for me. And like, not only Halo, but also just like Call of Duty. Just hearing Xbox,
Yeah.
people screaming obscenities at each other.
what about you, Flizz? You got anything?
The only thing, well, I guess we can find more, obviously, but the one that kind of cracked me up is we talked last week or the week before about Nintendo cracking down on its fan art, I guess.
Yeah. Like trying to protect their IPs and stuff.
Trying to
basically,
protect their
weirdly.
IP, being Nintendo. They actually
weird
did do
about it.
something, and they're cracking down on the music side of Nintendo. So there's like a site that or a YouTube page that basically takes Nintendo music and puts it into sheet music, so people could play, Mario's tune if they wanted to,
Mhm.
which is fine. I don't see the problem there. And Nintendo's actually like, nah, we're gonna copyright strike all this.
What?
Yeah. They're yeah.
They're copywriting sheet music?
Yep. Because the sheet music is made off of yeah.
That's
So you're telling me if I listen to one of their songs and I write down like like the notes that is being played into my ears in the order that I hear them, I can get a lawyer at my door.
yeah, no, you cannot play these specific ding dong doodly doos in this order or at this pitch.
What? That is crazy.
I'm assuming. I don't actually know the full details of it.
Yeah. No, I guess the arrangements that they did, like for the sheet music, have been licensed, and they've received a percentage of sales from their channels and stuff. So that's where Nintendo is like, nah, you're not allowed.
Oh no. Why would they even do that?
It's
Like,
copyright infringement, according to them. I don't agree with that.
well, it just
But,
seems so silly because like they don't get anything out of it. If anything, they lose stuff because there's such a huge community just based off like just around their music. Like their music is infamous. And
Yeah.
like why would you not want to spread it around? Like
Dude, Nintendo's always been weird like that. Like everybody knows Mario. Everybody can like hum an ocarina song, but they still want to protect it. Like I don't know. They just want to say this is mine and you can't have it, even though this is kind of a thing that's entered the zeitgeist as something for everybody. Like
huh.
it's a little greedy.
Yeah,
But-
I mean, it's just kind of silly. Like, I wonder how this is going to affect a lot of content creators. Because is it just like arrangements? Like, you can't.
That I couldn't tell you. They just specifically went after these 2 or 3 YouTube channels that do that.
Oh,
Who knows what they're going to do beyond that? But from now, they're trying. The YouTube channels are trying to get together and fight against it. But I don't know. I don't think you can fight against Nintendo.
yeah. Just because copyright law is very strange in Japan, from what I've heard. I
It's
can
very
actually look into it.
strict, if I remember.
Yeah, I don't know. Especially because, like, I feel like being able to write your own version of songs, like and do covers and stuff, I think that's allowed by copyright law, at least in the United States. Like you're allowed to do that.
I've always wondered because, like, you take Alien Ant Farm, their biggest one hit was "Smooth Criminal," which is a Michael Jackson song. Like, I don't really know.
Alien
how
Ant
all
Farm,
that
yeah. I
works.
mean, they're covered.
Even look at Weird Al. Like his entire career is just that. Like that's
I've heard him speak, and he said, I'll get permission from the artist more often than not, but I don't have to.
yeah.
Because the thing is, okay, his is considered transformative, right? He's changing the lyrics. He's making a transformative critiques and parodies are allowed in the U.S.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
You can't just redo the same thing.
Yeah, and I don't know how you would judge that. Like an arrangement complex enough of a created Nintendo song, whether that would be considered transformative or not. Like that's just kind of would you even want to risk having Nintendo at your door?
That's kind of the thing. That's like I mean, in the end of the day, what it really matters is like it's not about is this really a copyright infringement. It's more so will a judge and jury see this as copyright infringement, because it's like that Vanilla Ice song, Ice Ice Baby and Under Pressure by Queen, where he just basically stole that. And he had, they went to court and had to play, well, my song, there's a famous clip of Vanilla Ice going, well, their song goes like dun 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 dun, and mine goes dun 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 dun. And it's like, nah, you fucking clown. What are you talking? That is the same fucking song.
Oh my gosh.
But I guess it doesn't matter because that's the risk, right? He got famous off it, so.
Yeah, I wonder like why this is happening, because these are both very weird things. I wonder if there's like, are they struggling? Like, I don't know.
I can't imagine. Isn't the Switch one of the highest selling things of all time?
Probably. I know they're releasing the Switch 2, and from what I've heard, the specs on it are kind of worrying.
Are they? I was wondering about that.
Nobody's buying the Switch because of specs, though. Like, we all know that it's for playing Nintendo games and not much else.
I use mine as like a portable RPG machine.
Right. But this is supposed to be like worse than the Steam Deck still. So it's like, well, why even release it? Is kind of what people are asking from the leaks that we've had of the Switch 2. So like, I don't know. It's very strange for them to do these kind of things because, like, they don't really benefit from it. I can't imagine they're going to make, like, so much more money now that sheet music is gone. Like, thank God.
We're out of the hole, boys. We got our sheet music back.
Put those bonuses out right now. We need them.
It's probably, I mean, every company, video game-wise, seems to be kind of struggling right now. I wonder if they're not really struggling that badly. It's just numbers were so inflated from COVID. Because when everybody, the years during the outbreak, like everybody was streaming, everybody was buying graphics cards, everybody was buying every new game that came out with their $1,000 checks and whatnot. Like, and then you take that, and that's kind of why DoorDash is so expensive in groceries, and because we never came down from those inflated prices.
Yeah,
and I wonder if the gaming industry is the same, where, hey, we made all this money in 2020 and now we're making less, and we're just going to say that it's sheet music and not that whole pandemic or anything.
Yeah, well, I think Warner Bros., I think it was them. They had their earnings report the other day, and theirs was kind of worrying because of how bad their just Kill the Justice League game went, which I still don't know how, like, why that game is so terrible. But the revenue was down 41%.
Well, is this WB entirely? I mean, I'm not sure if you know, but
this is just, I believe, just a video game revenue. Yeah, this is purely video game revenue. It's down 41%. So I think you're right. Is more is just like they're riding the high of like some of the other stuff that they've released, and now that we're kind of going back to everyone's not at home playing video games all the time.
Well, and the quality is where, like, because I would assume like WB, what they have, like the Arkham series, which was everybody loves.
Yep.
I've never liked them, but other people really love those games. Justice League, which it reminds me so much of that one Marvel game that came out during COVID that everybody played and then put away within 30 minutes because it was just such a grindy nothing fest.
Oh, I forgot about that one. Yeah, the one you
yeah,
replayed as the
everybody
Big
did.
Hands lady.
Big Hands
Oh,
Lady. Everybody got to be Big Hands Lady.
Was it Marvel Avengers, I think?
It was something.
I don't-
No, it doesn't
I
matter.
don't remember what the name of it was exactly.
But they have those, and then multiverses, which cannot stop fucking itself.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't know how multiverses is doing. I know we picked it
I
back
don't know
up
either.
for a little bit. The character I play was removed from the game.
Perfect, he
Because
came
they
back.
can't code him properly. He came back, but I didn't come back. I left that shit uninstalled. I don't need this fake Smash Brothers anymore. It's not. It's a good game to mess around with for a couple hours, but I can't imagine wanting to spend all the time and money on skins and cosmetics and whatever battle pass. Nah. So if it's between that and Kill the Justice League,
They're also comparing it to Hogwarts Legacy, though, from last year.
was that part of them? That
Yeah.
everybody had a copy. I didn't buy it, but that one had its whole controversy,
Yeah.
which made it more popular.
Yeah.
And,
I feel like that
everybody
was
bought it.
planned. I feel like that was planned. Like they meant to do that.
What, the whole Hogwarts
Yeah,
thing?
you could.
Yeah.
Yeah, because nothing new actually happened. They just said, "Oh, here's another Harry Potter thing," and that one lady who wrote them all is a transphobe or something. So it's a big deal for you not to play it. Why didn't anybody say that about those horrible ass fucking movies? What are they? The magical beasts and where the fuck they went? Like those
Yeah.
are terrible.
I have no, so I have like no bar to go off from that. Like, are they bad?
No
Oh
idea.
yeah, no, those are not good movies. I watched the first two, I
Okay.
think. And I've look, big secret time. I've read every Harry Potter book. I've watched
That's
every
fine.
Harry Potter movie. The first couple books, I read those in one night. I just got through, like I couldn't put them down, and I was like 15 or 16 or something. I don't know. I really liked them. The writing was very engaging.
Big secret
I
on
don't
the
care much
opposite
about-
end. I haven't read a single one.
You don't even know how to read, so that makes
I
sense.
do know how to read.
The
what
point
are you
is-
talking about? Fuck you.
But those magical beasts and whatever, those are not. It's like they took the Harry Potter world and said, here's a bunch of stuff you won't care about. Like, let's take out all the stuff you like and just have some weird political spy nonsense that really doesn't make a whole lot of sense because
Oh.
there's magic involved. Also, Johnny Depp is here.
What exactly are those about? I hear magical beasts and I assume beasts, but
That's kind of the problem, is like the first one has some, and then I think the second one it stops being like, it's called Magical Beasts, and then maybe one or two show up,
Just say,
but
"Screw
it's
it."
not about them. It's about other stuff. It's about catching like Dumbledore's enemy or some bad guy. Or I used to like Harry Potter. Let me rephrase that. I don't care anymore. I have no interest. I'm over it. I'm
tried.
too old.
I tried to read them, and I remember it just never caught my interest. And I don't remember why.
How could it? Because it can't compare to Worm. That's
That's
why.
true. Worm by Wildbow is way better.
I can't get the plug in there.
Yeah, I gotta plug it in. I love Worm. It's so good.
I want to read it just because you've been talking about it for like 5 years now. God, we've known each other for a long time already.
Yeah.
And I've not once even looked at it.
I know you would
You know what?
hate it. I know you would hate
Why?
it so much because the main character is a teenager.
So I hate
yep,
teenagers.
there it is.
And main characters.
Yeah.
Is it?
No, I love Worm a lot. There's a ton of characters. The main character is a teenager, and it's mostly like, it's funny watching them go from like just a person who's just trying to be a superhero to kind of make themselves feel better because they get bullied a lot at school, to becoming a criminal warlord and just ruling the city with an iron fist. Is such a it's such a ride. I love it.
Dude, I don't hate when the main characters are kids or teenagers. It's just usually when that happens, it's an excuse to make the main character stupid and or uninteresting. It's been done very like Invincible. He's a teenager. I mean, he's pretty much an adult. Mob Psycho, that's a kid, and I fucking love that
Yeah,
show because
Mob-
that main
yeah.
character is interesting as hell.
Yeah, I think Mob's like a middle schooler, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a kid, but
Well,
he's got
like-
like real problems.
Yeah, he like, and it's problems that matter because if he doesn't control his shit, stuff, the fucking planet literally explodes.
Well, it's not even that. It's like this is like so not gaming, but
But there's
you
not
know.
much. There's not much news this week, man. I guess we're just
It's
gonna
our
rant.
podcast. We
Yeah.
can
we
do
can talk
whatever we
about
want.
whatever.
Pokemon.
Anyway, what's interesting about Mob is like the idea that he has like all this power and he's still worried and he still has like social anxiety and he doesn't know how to talk to people and he never had to try at anything because in the background he's always got like unlimited potential. So it's like whatever. And like there's just some cool stuff that is interesting to see, like watching this kid grow up with his realistic issues. You put these realistic issues on somebody who's super unrealistic, and the show just goes into that rather than his superpowers, which is why I find the show kind of interesting.
That's why I like
But,
One in general, the author, because he also made
Yeah.
One Punch Man.
Yeah,
yeah.
he makes really interesting, like overpowered characters.
Well, if you look at like kind of his history, like when he was making the manga for like One Punch Man, he's not a good artist.
No.
Like
No.
he tried to draw it. And you can still go back and look at it and it looks terrible. But what's so great is like he has such a focus on the story because of that. So you still read it because the story is so good. He's just a great writer where he can turn like these very simple things into very very interesting dynamics to kind of read into and you want to explore more of.
I will say at that point too, it becomes very like his art comes, even though it's not the greatest, it's kind of charming with how well written it is.
Yeah, he gets better at over time
Yeah.
too, which is really cool.
It's
to
always
see.
it's always fun to see an art like a author artist kind of evolve over time.
Yeah. What are you saying, Fliz?
Oh, just that, like I like the story of how like he basically took his shit and he's like, I want to be an artist and I want to make this, and everybody told him that is whack as fuck. This sucks. Don't keep making this. And he basically was like, nah, fuck you. I'm gonna keep doing this. And he did it, and it became like his 2 series are wildly popular.
Yep. Another one that did
Just-
it was the Ranking of Kings author. I think he was in his 40s. He was like an office worker, and he just straight up quit his job because he just wanted to. He had a story in his head that he wanted to draw and do, and he has the same like very simple art style, and it's considered like one of the best mangas that are out right now.
Oh, well, is it any good?
Yeah, I've watched Ranking of Kings. I love that show. It's so good. It has its own
Okay.
anime. And
Would I
everything.
like it?
Maybe. It's pretty good.
What would you liken it to? What's like the closest? I'm sure there's fighting. There's always fighting in high ranked shows, but is there a bunch of shit I would hate? Is there magical girls? Because they can fuck right off.
No. So the main character in Ranking of Kings is a kid. It's about a prince who wants to become like basically a great king like his father, but he is deaf. He's born deaf, and he's very weak as well. He's born to a giant, but he's literally like 2 feet tall. He's extremely weak for his lineage.
Is this the old show that you kept trying to get me to watch?
I don't know about old. It's not that old.
Oh, well, I might be thinking, what's the other one with the little kid and he's going to be a king?
There's a few.
Okay. Well, there's one that you really like. I think you had Dumbass watching it.
Oh no, that
I
is
don't-
Ranking of Kings.
Okay.
Yeah, I had him watch it. And you basically follow his journey of like this political turmoil that happens in his kingdom, where he gets like usurped almost, and he has to like take his kingdom back, and it's pretty good. I enjoyed it a lot. It has great characters, and like kind of seeing how the main character gets to like being able to fight and all the issues he runs into with his fighting style too are pretty entertaining. I like it a lot.
All right. Maybe I'll have to check it out. I'm going to run through just some quick stuff. They released the PC specs for God of War Ragnarok.
Did you? Oh, you get to talk about the
So-
storage space it requires.
I didn't even see that. I was just happy to hear
Oh.
that it's coming to PC. Is it? What is it?
Take a guess.
Oh, okay. If Call of Duty on my PC needed 150 gigs or some craziness, and Ragnarok is a decent game, 175.
You're close. 180.
Oh shit! I was so close.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh man, that game's good though, right? I never played it. I don't want any spoilers. But
I don't know anything. I never played it either. Yeah, I actually have to play it still.
basically, the sentiment I got was that if you like the first one, you'll like this, but don't expect anything crazy and new. It's just more of the same. But that's what you want. So
and speaking of God of War, the studio that makes this, Sony Santa
I was
Monica.
gonna say,
Yeah, they are apparently working on a new IP, which is like a first in the last 2 decades.
That's interesting.
So, yeah, we're gonna have to.
Ooh,
keep
what
an eye
are
on
they
that.
making?
Don't
Do you have
know.
any information on that?
No idea. But apparently they're making something. That's
Actual
always
news.
hype, though. I mean, God of War and God of War Ragnarok. Like, I remember when God of War came out, people lost their shit. Like,
Yeah.
and it's such a great game too. Like, even after the reveal and
It is
people played it.
fantastic.
Oh yeah, it's a fantastic game. So having them work on something like brand new is going to be hype. But anyway,
All right.
continue.
There is a new Half-Life 3 rumor.
I saw
Nice
something
project.
on that, but I don't know how actually like legit is that.
Dude, no. That's the joke. The joke is that there's been Half-Life 3. There's like subreddits dedicated to it. There's just it's always been like Half-Life 3 confirmed. Like that's the joke because it's never gonna happen. Like maybe it will, but we got Alex and some people like that if you had VR, but nobody has VR, so it's whatever.
I do.
Mhm.
Wow.
No one important.
I haven't used it in a while.
Exactly. That's
There we
kind of
go.
where I was at. Yeah.
I haven't used it in a while.
So there's that. That's just for fun. And the one last thing I had was if you're looking for a terrible fighting game, DNF Duel is now free on Epic Games.
You gotta
So
kick it while
that's
it's down.
hilarious. Oh,
I'm angry
That-
that I bought that game, to be honest with
Dude,
you.
I bought it too.
we all bought it, and it was terrible. And we tried convincing ourselves so hard that it wasn't, and it was just so not good.
You were doing good with Crusader.
It doesn't
Saber?
matter. It wasn't fun.
I think that was the character.
It was I did find Crusader, and I was learning Grappler, but then I just one day went, this isn't even fun. Like
Yeah.
the combos, I go for it.
I felt like, so I played Grappler too, and like
Mhm.
landing the combos felt so satisfying.
Infinite
and,
loops.
They weren't infinite, but like they were difficult, they were long, but they were like big button pressy, like boom, 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 you know?
You had to time it perfectly, so it felt
Yeah.
really good when you nailed it.
Right. But then you fight other characters. And I realized that, all the other characters just press things. And my character
Well-
is just can't really do too much.
The game did not leave any room for personal expression.
Yeah.
If you don't know, DNF Duel is a anime fighter that everybody was super hyped for it. Maximilian Dude has like his own character in there, basically his own skin, and it just ended up being this game that was all style, no substance.
Yeah, based on
And
Dungeon
you-
Fighter Online, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. That's more of a Japan thing, I would assume.
No, Dungeon Fighter Online's Korean, I think.
Okay, well, it's more of it's as in like it never made it big in the US. One of those games that's like, I know there's a ton of action RPGs that are like that are super fun to play. Just the US does not seem to care for them like
Yeah.
other Eastern countries do. But the game just, you'd fight people and you'd fight a character and you would see the exact same combos from different people over and over and over. And it's just, there was no fun to be had.
Yeah. It's definitely just there are ingrained combos in the game and there is no like wiggle room. Because like I was saying, the combos that you do as like grappler, they're very timing specific. But because of that, there's like not other routes that you would go because there's a clear, like, this is what you do every time.
Yeah. Like I said, no room for expression.
Yeah, every time this is what you do. It's even like your Oki setup, exactly the same every time. This is
Yep.
what you do, and it just works. And pretty much like beyond that, it's all just rock paper scissors. Like that is the
Yeah.
that is like the mid range poke game. Is just like if I think you're gonna do this, so I do this. Okay, well, I'm gonna go put my controller down because I guessed wrong.
Yeah. And then there's some characters that were just never nerfed and just stayed broken and like not even like you play Guilty Gear and yeah, some characters are worse than others, but like the game gets nerfed and patched and buffed like in ways that make every character viable. Some characters were just beyond that in that game and they never changed it and it sucked to fight them and people would abuse them all the time. It sucked. Anyway,
Yeah.
so if you want to play that shit, feel free.
Goddamn.
It's on Epic.
What an endorsement. What an endorsement. I love it.
What I do have to endorse, though, unless you guys have anything else, we'll get on to our main subject of today's podcast, which is Riot Games' new fighting game. They just released alpha testing for. A couple of us got in,
Project Loki.
so we could give you our first deep dive, I guess, into. I was going to say Project L. You fucked me. Into
That's kind of the point.
2XKO, which I believe is double knockout, but that's
Yeah.
not. Nobody's happy with that name.
No.
That name is bad.
They need to change it. Yeah,
Was Double Knockout already taken? Like, could they not have just called it that? Why'd they have to do a weird
Probably. Someone-
abbreviation?
Some fighting
That
game
would be bad,
totally
too.
has that. And yeah, that wouldn't be the greatest either for like a league
Knockout
of,
City.
like a league type game. I
Knockout-
feel like they'd be able to come up with something.
Wasn't that the dodgeball game?
That was the dodgeball game that Jacob went real hard on.
He
for
did. He
about
played
a
it for
week.
quite a while.
He had the battle pass and everything. Anyway, so soon, unfortunately, you've seen a little bit, but you haven't been actually able
Yeah, I've
to
been
play.
watching you guys whenever you play it.
Yeah. What do you think just as an observer? What's it look like to you? Does it remind you of anything? Like what are your thoughts?
So, I mean, like aesthetically, I mean, you mentioned DNF Duel, DNF Duel, but like that was aesthetically pleasing, anyways, to see.
DNF Duel is gorgeous.
So-
I'll give it that.
But it definitely has way more substance than that fucking game did.
Yeah.
Substance wise, I mean, I can only go off what I've heard you guys talk about, like how it controls.
Yeah.
Like, there's a bunch of auto combo stuff, which you don't have to do.
Well, yeah.
Um,
I was just curious as somebody who hasn't played who's just seen it. Like,
it looks fun to do duos. Like,
it is.
I've had an entertaining time watching.
The only bad thing I could say is not even a real thing. So far, I'm really enjoying it. I want to play right now. The duo aspect, it's a tag fighter. So, it's you and a friend or you and your other character and you're swapping between them by yourself. So you can play by yourself or with a friend, which is nice. I have not played a co-op fighting game besides Fighters, Dragon Ball Fighters, which the co-op part of that was fun if you could get 3 people of the same skill level.
I enjoyed Fighters a lot.
And it has some aspects that are like Fighters, which was one thing I kind of don't like, because I've played against a couple people so far who obviously have a ton of fighting game experience and they picked it up like that. And they know, like, I've been, I get 2 tapped, and I'm like, oh, this feels like Fighters. Like the combo just doesn't stop and it goes up to, 50 hits. And I'm like, oh, this is that shit I hate.
We'll say
But-
though, at least it has a way to burst out of combos. You have a combo breaker. It requires your
It does, and
teammate, but
it's got air blocking. That's, I think, one of the most fun parts about it is the teammate aspect, because normally you'd call in your own assists, you'd use your own break, you'd swap in with your partner when you want. Like Dragon Ball Fighters, you told your team, I'm bringing you in, and they just come in. In this one, you both have to tag, like you have to call them in, and then they also have to want to be tagged. No, wait. They choose, your teammate while you're fighting chooses when to throw out their assist, and then you have to also hit the assist button to swap in with them if you want, or you can leave them hanging and just say, fuck you, nerd, I'm fighting.
This
Which
is
leads
my
to some
battle.
funny shit, dude. It's fun because so far you never really know how things are gonna go. You might fuck it up, your teammate might fuck it up, or everything could be gorgeous.
I definitely am very interested in like trying it. I mean, I've applied to be into the alpha, beta would. It's beta now, right? I think
Yeah.
you're in the beta stage.
No, I think it's the alpha.
Is it alpha
Yeah,
still?
they're
Playtest
calling
alpha.
it the Alpha Lab. So
Oh, right. Okay.
it's a very
Whatever.
polished
It's not
alpha.
the
I'm
real
very
game.
interested
Yeah, it is.
in trying it, especially considering I played League for a long, long time. Not as much anymore, but there are a lot of characters I do like, lore and aesthetically wise. They might be a pain in the ass to fight in like a MOBA format, but in a fighting game they could work quite well. And like
It's
that.
funny because Darius is still a bitch.
Oh no, he's always a bitch.
He
That
is.
character is insane in every fucking iteration.
He does so much damage and he bleeds you and he chips you and his moves are so huge. We were looking at some of the hitboxes. He's got moves that look like they're fine, but if you look at the hitbox, it's the whole screen.
Dude,
That you can't
he's like
miss.
he's a well, yeah, you could just say he's like a poster child for Riot. Well, one of many. They have so many. You know, Jinx, Darius, Draven kinda sometimes. Yeah, they add
Polarize.
Poros for sure. They add Draven, I will totally.
What do you think about it? How you thinking about it, Lionel? You got to play a little bit.
So my immediate reaction when I started playing it was Guilty Gear needs to like take notes on how this tag system works. The tag system's a lot of fun.
They're working on it.
It works like how I wanted it to work in Guilty Gear. And it sounds like because they did what they're trying to do in Guilty Gear with the whole weird like spell cast thing where you just don't want your partner to fall asleep behind the wheel, is they need to burst for you. Like your partner is the one that does the burst. Your partner is the one that throws in the assists. And what's really cool is if there are combos that you can do that are only available via assists. So you need to work with your partner to do them. So they need to pay attention. And it's cool that you can potentially lab together to do those combos. Unfortunately, you can't actually lab together right now in the alpha lab, which is weird. The training room is locked for duos. You can't do it.
It is odd.
But the duo aspect is done like perfectly. Like I wouldn't change it. I think it works great.
There is one thing I do not like it. Sorry to cut you off, but there's one thing I do not like about the duo aspect, and it's this weird camera change that happens when you call somebody in, and it lingers on the non-active person.
Oh, yeah, I noticed that. That was something I could have said. I got confused once, like the other day watching you guys play, because
I think it happens when you're fighting. It's confusing.
You called Strider in, and the camera focused on him, and you're backing up. And then I was like, wait, what? I
see why it's there because it's to encourage the enemy to punish like you standing there if possible. So you still want them on the screen so you know you can hit them. But yeah, it's kind of wonky. There are auto combos in the game, like Sun was saying, but that is something that you have to trade off one of a potential other buff that you can get because there's multiple team buffs you can choose from.
Are those the
So
fuses?
double assists. Yeah, it's the fuses. So you can get like more assists. You can get more damage when you're below a certain amount of health. Or you can choose auto combos. So there's a trade-off for it. And what's also nice is that it seems like the auto combos are just they're combos that do a lot of damage and they use your meter, but there are so many other combos that are just straight up better than them that people have already found. Like just straight up. Yeah.
That's usually
like
the better
easy.
way to go about it is.
Yeah.
It's always the better way. It's just if for newer players, like if you've never played a fighting game before, auto combos are fine. You're gonna get wrecked by people who know how to play the game. Because you're missing out on a whole utility if you choose that. And also the combos, the auto combos aren't, they end at like a smaller amount of hits, obviously, than a regular full, skilled combo would do. But at this point, not everybody knows how to do real combos, so the auto combo system is kind of broken. I hate fighting people because they just touch you once and suddenly you lost half your health.
One 2p and they suddenly get a full super combo on you.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of annoying, but it's whatever. I think it works perfectly fine for what it is, and there's trade-offs to it that are very clear, and I think that they're balanced too. Because some of the buffs you can get are great.
You can do like the double supers. I like using that one where if you use a super, you can call on your partner to do another one that just ends rounds sometimes. And that's the kind of stuff you miss out on if you don't have the auto combo.
Yeah. What's wild to me is how well they've done like the actual characters, like the fighting characters. They're all really unique. Like the like I play Echo, and his ability to kind of like leave like a little clone behind that you can teleport back to whenever you want. You can do some crazy shit with it. I can't, but
Okay, I was
someone
gonna-
way better
Yeah.
than me.
I was gonna ask you at some point what that was.
Yeah.
So it's just rewinding back. It's not like a Bedman thing where it's like an echo kind of attack.
Yeah, so what he can do, there's actually multiple things. You can do an attack from it, and it leaves like a shadow of you where you were, and then you continue your combo, right? But let's say I'm in the middle of a Rekka where they're blocking, so I know that the Rekka's not safe after, the second hit because I'm negative on it. Instead of continuing the Rekka, I can cancel it and go back to my previous position to restart my combo.
Legitimate redo.
Yeah, it's a legitimate redo. And it is just like how the character is lore-wise, just like how the character is in League of Legends too. It's really cool. And you can do some crazy stuff with it. I've seen people like make insane combos that look amazing and do a crap ton of damage, and also very difficult to pull off. This isn't a game where you can rely on the auto combo system at all. Like there's so much damage you can make out. Yeah. And that's what I was worried about when I saw that there are auto combos in the game, because I remember you and your Street Fighter 6 shenanigans.
Ugh. Modern Zangief, throw it in the trash. Throw it in the trash and burn it.
Didn't you jump up like really
Frame
decently
one.
high real fast with that?
I
Messing around with it?
decided to try playing Modern Zangief
In 6.
raw in Street Fighter 6, and immediately got to like high platinum diamond just by the power of frame one invincible grabs. Like,
Same, dude.
Oh, it's so gross.
It was rough, but I see it. But like what you're talking about here, like there's been a lot of thought put into what's on screen, like a ton. There's just like little things too, like when your new character comes on, like let's say you kill Echo and Darius runs on screen, the theme song suddenly changes to his fighting theme song for the entire time that he's fighting.
That is, I will say, from watching, that is, they need to have a better transition for that, because it is weirdly jarring.
It's only jarring really for Ari. Ari's song is very different than everyone else's.
I haven't noticed yet. Is it?
Yeah,
Ooh.
like I notice every time the music changes when Ari's on screen.
It's like May's theme compared to everything else.
Oh,
Pretty much. Like it's just all like tranquil and peaceful and la la la.
I love what they've done with the character. Like they play, like you were saying, exactly how they would in League. You know, you got Braum, who's like really burly and takes a lot of damage and does a lot of damage. That's not what he does. Supports aren't going to be weak, but he's a big bruiser. So they combined like the fighting game essence with the type of character they are.
I will say,
right? Ari's all over the screen dancing and stuff. You got, Yasuo, same kind of thing, dashing everywhere. I can't ever catch that character. And Illaoi just having the tentacles everywhere, and these combos that like use the tentacles as an extra hit to keep you juggled, and it's super cool. I like what they've done with it.
do we talk about how like one of the characters we're most surprised to not see in the game yet?
So we'll take bets. Name 3 characters that are going to show up next.
Bard.
Shut up. Bard, Tom Kench, and Kha'Zix. We got them all.
I was just
Dude,
gonna
Sets
say
has to be.
I was
in
gonna
it,
say
man.
Set. Like, I'm surprised he's not in it yet. That character's like made for a fighting game.
Well, if they put in an archetype of like what they chose has very solid archetypes. Like, you have like Ari's your ranged caster, and Braum's a heavy bruiser, and Darius is rush down offense, and they have so many characters to choose from. They can just slot one in to like fighting game archetypes real easy.
I just
the problem might be that Set is such obviously a fighting game character that he might be too simple for the game, and they don't know what to do with him.
dude,
What's he gonna do? Kick?
Yeah, like all he really does is punch. Like in
that's
League,
his whole kit.
Yeah,
like that's all he does is punch, and everyone's like making tentacles and traveling through time and summoning tornadoes. Set punch.
I could see him having like.
that'd be interesting. Sorry, Fliz. I just thought like, what about Nar?
No.
No, I mean like I was just thinking like Mega Nar could be like an install.
Yeah, no.
Work.
I'm still on set. Like you could have him be like a boxer, right?
Yeah.
And then while he's boxing, his grit system acts as like a different gauge. And you get a chance to blow him up with, taking so much damage, or, you get the dunk, obviously, which I don't know, man, does more
Like-
damage if you happy birthday him. Something.
It-
They could do something.
What about Pike?
It's so awkward. It's such an awkward kit to try to transfer, because part of his thing is when he's low health, he like is harder to kill because he regens so fast. You can't really like that's hard to do in a fighting game. Like it's hard to justify like health regen or like that much armor at the end of your health bar.
What if he regens more health if you put him in as your assist and put him away, right? Because you do regen health while your assist is
faster
not on
recovery
screen.
of damaged health, red health. Well, it's not red. And
You could do something. It'd be easier to work with Set than it would like an ADC. That's where we're gonna have yuck.
I think they're gonna make him like a grappler of some kind. Like that's the only option I could think of. Like besides,
and I'm okay with that.
I mean, he does grapple
Yeah.
for
Play the
results,
fuck out of
so
Set.
it works.
Yeah, they must. That's the only route I could see they really do to make him like creative. Besides, punch.
They probably would, because there's not a real grappler in there right now.
No.
There's some command grabs, like Braum has a command grab, Darius has a command, but there's no grappler. There's no big damage throws.
Yeah, no Potemkin.
So no Potemkin, no Zangief. But that's what I want when it gets here. Maybe they'll do that with Tom Kench. That's what I want to see. Grappler Tom Kench.
How do you think that they would bring every obnoxious aspect of Pike if they put him in?
I think Pike's a viable character.
No, a viable character, but do you think that they would go? Because like they've done a pretty good job so far of like keeping the characters pretty kind of true. They're like their MOBA counterparts. Do you think they would be silly enough to put in like an execute?
I mean, I don't see why you couldn't.
Yeah, it seems like a really easy system to work with, like to change stuff, especially when you can just swap out your duo powers for other things. Like you might be able to just inject some really goofy stuff in there, like individual mechanics for characters that, only work if you play that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm just like kind of like looking through like the champion list for ones that would have like specific like Ornn. His main thing, is forging stuff. How could you translate that to a fighting game? I think it'd be interesting to see, but
makes a boxing glove and punches you with it. Easy.
What?
He'd probably just stack brittle on you, and after so many stacks, you take an extra chunk of damage and get popped up, or like you could do it. I just seriously doubt they're going to bring in any of the more interesting to me characters. It's going to be humanoid, easy to advertise characters for a while.
I mean, Lilia's not going to be in the fighting game.
No,
we're not going to have the
she
deer.
Was, I would
No
beat
Briar?
the shit out of that horse.
Oh,
What about
Briar.
Briar would totally.
What about
be there.
Mundo?
Yeah.
Not for a while.
No.
Mundo would be strange.
Oh, you know who would
I
probably
don't-
be a grappler? Blitzcrank.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, come here.
Yeah, I mean he already does
That's
that.
it.
Like
I'm
you already
done.
get the fuck over here. Like
Give me a hug.
Yeah, that might be fun. He's Scorpion.
They definitely have enough characters to work with.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing is like the level of complexity for the characters they have, because there's only 6 right now, is crazy high. So I'm curious on how many there's going to be on release, because that's always been a critique for fighting games. I remember when Guilty Gear came out, this is a critique for them, is how many characters they're going to come out with, because they took so long to reveal like all the other characters that were coming out. So they only have 6 right now, and it's a duo fighter. So we'll kind of see what they end up releasing. I think for sure Sat is going to be in release. I can't imagine they don't have him. but I don't know who else you would add.
I
Maybe
feel like there's going to be a lot of top laners.
yeah, definitely. Well, they're the dueling lane. Like
Yeah.
that's what they do. They punch each other. I could see Set. I could see what's her name? The leg lady.
Camille.
Camille.
I could see Camille.
Yeah.
She could definitely
Riven.
fit.
I could see Riven in there.
Yep, Riven.
Fiora with parries, maybe.
I could see Fiora as well. Yeah, definitely a ton of top laners. Other than that, your boy Milio probably ain't gonna make it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's got one. Here's my one move: kick ball.
What about
Soccer ball.
dude? You know what character probably crazy is Hui, because
Quay?
he has
Oh.
so many things that he can do.
Yeah. Draw a picture.
I mean, well, they made it work with Ari, and I wouldn't have ever been like, "Oh, Ari's a fighting game character." Like that's if before I saw footage, I never would have thought that was one they'd bring in. Any mages, I would be like, what are they gonna do with Vigar?
What about
You know,
what about
I'm
Rammus? I mean, he would work, but
Rammus. Yeah, if you hit me, you're gonna hurt.
yeah, like
Ow.
what do you think?
He's he's gonna play like Blanca. You know, he's just
Oh,
gonna
he
be
totally
bouncing around
could.
all over the place. Yeah,
I didn't think about that. He totally could.
There's so many ways this game could be great.
There's like stacking characters. What about that? Like
Any critiques for it though? Like so far?
My main things that I do not like. One is that, like I mentioned, the tag system where the camera lingers on the wrong character for too long. Part of it is also the tag system. When you call in an assist, your assist sits out there for a long. Like when fighters, you call in an assist, you get like a half second to punish them for it if they mess it up, right? This one, they kind of come in and they stand there and do a little dance and flex, and then they kind of leave after they've had their lunchtime tea. Like they sit on screen for a hot minute.
It's a solid like 2 or 3 seconds.
Yeah, it's a long time. That might change. I don't know. I'm not a fighting game expert. I have played a lot, but I'm sure there's people with more extensive knowledge that can say why that's probably okay. I do not like the menu system at all.
I was gonna say, yeah, you guys were getting stuck in menus, right?
Yeah, because it wants you to like hit shoulder buttons to change menu pages when, hey man, if I have to do more than move the stick and hit A and B in the menu, you've caused problems.
Yeah.
Like that's just, it's a menu. It shouldn't be difficult to navigate, especially for fighting games, man. I hate the lobby systems that are just fighting games now with your little chibi guy running around and
having to sprint to the cabinet.
arcade. Oh
yeah, this weird like immersion lobby that they're trying to do. Yeah,
they did. I don't even like Guilty Gear lobbies. They're not the lobby systems in fighting games. They need to stop. They need to just let you play the game and fight somebody.
I thought it was pretty cool that you could actually see the fights that are going on around you.
Oh,
that is cool.
Yeah, the big screen in the middle was a cool touch.
It definitely broke a couple times, but the idea is there. If you ever watch it like desync, the characters will just like be mashing buttons and doing random moves, but none of them can hit each other. It's kind of funny.
That's funny.
I thought that was cool.
Do you think that's getting mixed up with like rollback frames and stuff at that point? Like trying to stream that active time?
Maybe, dude. I don't know. When you're like going from one game to the next, it still shows like the couches, like it flashes to a black screen with like the couches in the lobby. This is just stuff that needs to be cleaned up. It's not
it's again,
it's
still
alpha. Like
so.
this
plenty
is
of
alpha.
time.
My main thing I didn't like is the lack of like actual inputs in the game. Was kind of
usually one
crazy.
direction at a button.
Yeah, like even the supers are just down special. Which is very weird for a fighting game to have. At least for me. When I'm used to Guilty Gears like kind of thing. Go ahead.
It's the same as Grand Blue Versus. Like it has a combo limit. Like if you hit like with Braum, when I hit 10 hits, it just stops my combo.
Mm-hmm.
And the moves are very simple. Like, Grand Blue Versus, had the same thing where you press down and a button and that was your move. I think Grand Blue, you could do a different version which did like 5% more damage or something, but you just didn't need to. The trade-off wasn't worth it for the most part.
Yeah.
Because you could just have it instantly pop out, or you could fight with a Hadouken motion or a Dragon Punch. But yeah, no, this is pretty normal. It's more in the same vein of fighters where it's not about difficult inputs. It's about doing the correct input to keep the combo going.
Yeah. That's
it's just a different style.
Different from Guilty Gear for me. So, I'm not sure if I like it more or less. It's definitely easier. That's for sure. But as for whether I like it more or not, I'm not sure yet. I think I like it less because I kind of like the idea of just having special inputs being a thing. But yeah,
it's
I don't
iconic,
know.
right? Like,
Yeah, well, also I kind of like the added layer of complexity too.
Feels
on
good to
top
pull
of
off.
that. It's something else to pull off. It adds more avenues for mistakes for both players too. So
more depth.
it just
to
adds
everything.
another skill, like floor and ceiling too. But yeah, that's like my one thing that I was kind of alarmed by was just the lack of complex inputs, just like not there. There are no complex inputs at all.
I'm okay taking a break for it. Because I've had enough fucking Roman cancel Kara backwards mega fist into like I've been doing that for the past 2 weeks and my hands are tired.
I've seen you pull it off though.
I can do it. The problem lies in that it's fun to pull off every once in a while or to do these like really complex but it becomes a problem when I'm playing and I'm trying to climb and I have to do it over and over and over again. And if I fuck it up, I'm punished by something much easier. Well, it's like just such high risk. I mean, I guess just because I play Potemkin, like it's so high. If you mess up your inputs, you're gonna eat shit.
Yeah, honestly, they should definitely do something about that because I've played Potemkin and I've tried to do all the Kara stuff, and it feels like it's a glitch and not a mechanic.
It is. No, it is. It's not even part of the game. It is just how the character is played now. Like there's no tutorial in the game telling you about Kara. Like that doesn't exist. That's based on a guy. The name of it is based on a player who came up with it. And now, look, I've been playing Potemkin since release, so years, and there's still like I'm only about half as good as I should be with my inputs. There's stuff I still can't do that I should be able to do. It's just so difficult to pull off consistently. And that's frustrating to like I have 800 hours in that game and I still can't even do stuff on the one character, and not like regular expected things I still cannot do.
Yeah, that's something I didn't consider because I have no inputs like that are that complicated for Kai.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have Stun Dipper and then I'm good.
We'll say though,
Stun
Quiz,
Dipper, Roman cancel.
You've been
That's my input.
you've been branching out lately though.
Have I?
With what?
No, Fliz has. You've been
Oh.
branching out your repertoire, your roster.
Oh, God,
His
I'm
hands
playing
are tired.
shithead Elfel.
Yeah, you've been
that character
picking up
is
gun
so
lady.
much easier. That character is it's night and day. Like I have a projectile, I have movement, my Rekka is so easy, my combos are easy. Like it's crazy how different of a character is Potemkin from other characters.
You should just write a letter to Daisuke and say, listen, this Kara thing, just make it a real thing and make it easier to do. Or just put it in everything. Like
it's gotten to the point where I'm not I know what the input, like, okay, what I've been like the simplest thing I've been working on is Hammerfall into fast RC, Kara, Potemkin Buster, right? The inputs for that for one move is kind of insane. And I'm getting better at it, but it just feels like so much that they couldn't, I don't think the game could explain it to you, because because of the way the game works, I have to actually do the moves out of order for them to connect properly and register. So it's not just this into this into this. It's this with motions for this, finishing off with buttons for this other one that I'd previously done. So now it connects out of the Roman cancel. It's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much for a guy that just grabs people. Like, I don't know why it's so difficult.
The funny part is Potemkin's not even like that strong for how difficult he is
not
to pull
anymore.
off. Yeah.
No, just be Slayer. Just be Slayer and have all the damage and none of the problems.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I actually do like 2XKO a lot though. I see myself playing it a lot more. And I really need to learn. I need to learn some fucking.
I'm definitely
Echo
interested in
combos.
trying it for sure when
Like-
I finally can get around to it. When I get in.
Yeah. The whole time I've played, I've done the same combo over and over and over again.
It's working.
But with Echo, like you can vary it just enough where like you can sometimes
It
catch
works.
people out and it just works. Yeah.
Oh, can I just
Yeah,
can I just say like another thing I noticed I like about it so far is with 2K was the soundtrack was not what I was expecting, and I like it a lot so far.
Oh yeah. Honestly, music at this point in video games has always been like top notch. Like it's such good quality now. It's
Guilty Gear changed the game, literally.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
Guilty Gear is still like top. Like
yeah. It's always difficult for me to like pick out good soundtracks in games now, just because they tend to all be like really good.
basically, it was like here's an
I-
album and a whole game with it too.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Well, yeah, no, I'm in agreement with you. Like, yeah, you go ahead and like I labbed a bit last night just to try and get a clearer understanding of what characters want. And the nice thing is, like, since I can play with a friend, I only have to learn one character if I really want to. That was my biggest problem with fighters is like, I only want to learn Broly.
Yeah.
I don't care about all these other characters, but I have to have 3 because that's how the game works.
No.
I think I've always thought Skullgirls did it really well.
Oh,
where
with 2.
you can have 3 characters, or you can have one with beefed up stats, and you can just play that one. I think that's a fantastic idea.
Yeah,
But yeah, if you play with another person, you just have to learn one character, so that's beautiful.
my only hope is that the matchmaking is eventually separated into duos v duos or solo v solo, or however you want to call it. Because again, it's a very real thing where there are much stronger combos you can access by using your assists. So a single player definitely has an advantage over 2 people in the fact that they
The
can
timing,
pull that
yeah.
off much more consistently. Yeah.
They do. I was thinking about that today. They do in that aspect. They don't if you keep playing a ton of games with them because they're going to get more tired than you because they're playing 2 characters and you get to take a break every once in a while.
I was making people mad by doing echoes. Now take a break. Now take a break. Because you can repeat it like up to 3 times after you kill someone.
I do hope this is one other little thing I had an issue with after playing all night last night, that some of the voice lines are kind of toned down because I had a Darius v Darius match where I thin their ranks. No, you thin their ranks. No, you thin their ranks. Thin their ranks. You got to thin those ranks, boy, or I'm going to thin your rank. I was like done. I had enough.
We call the
Like,
week
shut up.
starting now.
Yeah, it did. And then he had Garen to be break their ranks.
Oh, well, Garen's lame.
Yeah, I know, right?
Aw, I like Garen.
You
You
would.
would like Garen.
Oh, wow. He's so easy. You just press R and good things happen.
I know. I just saw a video of a TikTok of him playing Garen.
I've seen that one.
Demacia. Demacia. I was
He
like,
killed
yep.
so many people. Oh, come here, Ash. Oh, come here.
Ash, come here. I was like, yep, that's every Garen player right there.
And it works. It works so well.
It works.
Oh man, I think that's it.
So,
So we've been rambling
yeah.
on for way too long.
If you get a chance, go check out oh man, I don't know what the site is. Give me 2 seconds to look up.
I'm watching the timer go. It's been way
Oh,
longer.
dude,
than 2
don't do
seconds.
that.
Yeah,
Don't-
you can't edit
don't-
this out now. It has to stay
Ah,
because I'm
shit.
talking the
Okay.
whole time, so he can't cut me out anymore.
Well, I lost the email anyway, so I can't find it. Anyway, just look up 2XKO playtest, Google that, and sign up for the alpha. It goes on for like 2 weeks, which is dope. So hopefully you'll get in. And if you know somebody who got in, they have a friend code they can send you. I got Striders. Y'all can get fucked.
I know he didn't ask me. He's like, here you go.
Dude, I mean, well, I'm the only one in here playing Guilty Gear every day religiously. Like, I really wanted to play this. So,
True.
So I'm very appreciative to him for that. That was mad kind of him. But yes, solid recommend. If you're new or getting in, like, if you're new to fighting games, the pulse system will do you just fine. The auto combo system, like, yeah, it's worth checking out 100%. Although, the one stipulation I have about this game is fucking Vanguard.
Yeah.
Vanguard has to be on your PC.
Back up your computer.
I still will never understand why they've done this whole Vanguard thing, especially since it doesn't even really seem to do anything to deter cheating. They just want kernel level access. That's what they really wanted.
Give me your computer.
Yeah, it's like they said, we know you're addicted to this thing and you can't live without it. So in order to keep using it, we get half your shit. Like, straight up drug pushers. Like, here's some heroin. Now you got to buy it from me forever. So if you can get over that, which I finally have because I really wanted to play this, check it out. Big ol' recommend. Anything else, gentlemen?
Oh, no. That's it for me.
That's it for me.
We all done? Well, fantastic. Thank you so much for listening. If you did, I just smacked my mic. Sorry about that. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to write in at giantenemycrabpod@gmail.com. We'll be here next week about the same time to tell you more about other stuff. I do have some other stuff in the works I'm kind of thinking about content-wise, but we'll see where that goes. For now, I think that's it. Thank you so much for listening.
Goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye.
Bye.